Community, how is everybody? This is Philly live from my kitchen, and I've been on a little short hiatus, and I'm so excited to be back with you. It's May. We are in the thick of spring. We're seeing some great temperatures here in the city, and I've got some great ideas and things I want to share with you this month. And so this is my first live stream after having a month off to kind of, I don't know, just think about things and plan my next schedule, and honestly just take a break. I think we all need to take a break every now and again. So if you're joining us, please know that this is a live stream, and if you're not familiar with live streams, basically we are just coming to you live right now from the East Coast in Philadelphia, and I'm going to share with you a recipe for chicken wings. Now, if you're new to me, please know that I have so many recipes for chicken wings down below in my, if you look under air fryer, things that have been, I think the playlist is air fryer. So there's tons of recipes there for all different kinds of chicken wings. So if this doesn't end up floating your boat, maybe you'll find one there that you enjoy. But tonight we are traveling, staying in the city, as my good friend DS, who is from the food plane, would say, you know, we can take you lots of different places and you can do it right from your own home. So today we are going to Vietnam. So let me tell you a little bit about this recipe and why I chose it. So living in the city, we have a ton of great restaurants. I feel really fortunate for me that I have that experience. And if I'm being completely honest, when Hubs and I decided to empty nest and come to the city, part of it was because of the food scene here in Philadelphia. I know everyone hears about, you know, the food scene in New York City, and that is great, but Philadelphia has a great food scene on its own. And what I love about the scene here in Philadelphia is there is such a diverse amount of restaurants from different places all over the world. And so I have really enjoyed getting to know different cuisines from all over the world. So today I'm going to share with you a recipe that I hope will work out, because as y'all know, one of the things I love to do from my kitchen is try new things and just show you like how it rolls, right? So when you try things in the kitchen, you know, you can think of me here. If I'm willing to do it live, then you can do it in your kitchen. So I love making chicken wings in my air fryer. You don't need to have an air fryer to do this. You could always choose to fry these the traditional way, or you could bake them. If you have a convection oven, that most mimics an air fryer, but an air fryer really does a great job of getting wings crispy. Just as crispy in my opinion, or I should say almost as crispy in my opinion as a regular fryer, but using less fat. So I'm all about that. And we have wonderful restaurants, as I mentioned, and so many different restaurants from different Asian parts of the world. So one of the ones that I really like, we were just there recently, which is why I knew I had to try this recipe, is a place called Gabriella's Vietnam. And it's a wonderful little BYO, and it's kind of in East Passyunk area of the city. Highly recommend it. It's a great restaurant. And we'd been there before. We've been there a few times actually, gotten a couple different things. By the way, my allergies are bothering me. Is anyone else's allergies going crazy? I'm sorry, I'm going to digress for a quick second. So we have had so much rain like all year long, including the beginning of spring, but now we haven't had rain since the beginning of the month. So allergies are just like crazy right now. But in any event, the wings there, we had gotten there, they had a soy glazed wing, which were delicious, but we were there with friends and we said, why don't we try these fish sauce wings? Now, if you don't know much about fish sauce, I will tell you about that in just a minute. But when I tell you how delicious these wings were, they were simple, they weren't fancy. And those of you who know me know I love me some spice, and these are not spicy. Although in researching for this, I did find some versions that make it spicy. So if that's your jam, you can, you know, add a little chili to this and you can spice things up. But these are actually mild. They have a great umami flavor to them. And a lot of that is due in part to the fish sauce. So let me talk to you about fish sauce. Now, if you don't like fish, I'm gonna need you to get into an uncomfortable zone. This is one of the most important ingredients in a lot of Vietnamese cooking, and it's called fish sauce. My favorite brand is Red Boat. I had gotten, in fact, I still have it in the fridge, and eventually I've got to get rid of it because I haven't used it. I've gotten another kind, and this is one that's easily available. Nothing wrong with it. called A Taste of Thai fish sauce. You can see I had used that first before I came upon Red Boat, and I'd heard good things about Red Boat, which is why I wanted to try it. And what I will tell you is that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which fish sauce you buy, insofar as you will get that mix of salty, sweet, umami that's going to happen in this glaze. But I will tell you that having used both, I do feel like Red Boat just is more complex. It has a deeper, kind of a deeper layer of flavor, more than the Taste of A Taste of Thai. It's a fish sauce, but I feel like this one's more complex, and that kind of comes out in your final dish. So if you are able to find Red Boat, I highly recommend it. It is wonderful. So in any event, that's what I used today, and that's what is in my marinade. So let's talk about that marinade. And by the way, this is a brand new bottle because I used up my last bits in my marinade last night. So I had to go to the store today and get some more because I'm going to be using this actually in our little salad we're going to have with it. So last night, well, okay, let's just talk about the wings. So when you look up, you know, kind of the more authentic recipes for Vietnamese fish sauce wings, I came across this one that really hit home for me. It was from Beyond Sweet and Savory. I have it linked below. This was the recipe that inspired me because I used their marinade for my base. And she and her husband, Vi, and I think Vu is his name, they're from Vietnam, and they lived in California, and they are desiring to bring, you know, recipes, and they have fusion recipes as well as Vietnamese recipes out to the world. And it was a great site, and I was really glad to find that website and also use it for this recipe. So, but she does it the traditional way, and so it's a little more complex because she fries it. Now, this is not my first rodeo with air fried wings, and so I knew I had to figure out, like, how am I going to do this? Because if those of you who have watched my my live streams before, you know, and there's something in here is making me want to sneeze. Oh my goodness, talk about allergies. Those of you who have watched my live streams know that I have learned through all of these live streams with chicken wings that the best thing to do to ensure a crispy wing in the air fryer or your oven is to make sure they're dry, that the skin is dry. Now, this was something I learned a while back in cooking turkey for Thanksgiving, because I would always let that air dry in the fridge at least a day before so that it would have a chance, the skin would have a chance to dry out, and that would help for crispy skin on your Thanksgiving turkey. The same concept applies to the wings, but usually what I would do with the wings is I would do some sort of dry rub that was salt-based, and I would toss in a little bit of baking powder. That was, I think, something I had heard from Pro Home Cooks. He had done a variety of different methods to try to find the best one for chicken wings. And so I do find that that helps dry it out also. The trick is, when I was at Beyond Sweet and Savory's website and knowing that they're from Vietnam, I felt like it was important to make sure I used a marinade. So using a marinade and crisping it up is kind of counterintuitive. And so there was my problem. So what I thought I would try, I'm going to show you tonight, is I did the marinade last night. I don't know, it was after work. I mixed up the marinade, which, by the way, was equal parts warm water, fish sauce, and sugar. They recommended for 2.5 to 3 pounds of chicken wings. Let me get this heated up, by the way, while I'm chit-chatting. My air fryer is a Kasori, which I absolutely love. I've had it for quite some time now. So I'm going to get it preheated. By the way, a little tip, if you're ever using your air fryer, you always want to preheat it. You don't want to put stuff in a cold air fryer unless the recipe says so. So for 2.5 to 3 pounds chicken wings, they recommend a 1/2 cup warm water, a 1/2 cup fish sauce, a 1/2 cup sugar, and then a 1/4 cup chopped garlic, which is about 8 cloves. So this is under 2 pounds. It's like about 1.8 pounds. So I just used half that amount of marinade. So here's my marinade, because we will be needing it later. So I just mixed up the marinade. I put it in a baggie. You can see my gallon bag. A lot of you saw this picture on social media. By the way, if you aren't following me, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. So it's at Philly Live, and be sure, I try to be very interactive with my community, as well as kind of showing you what we're having for dinner, lunch, and the other goings on. I'm also a reading teacher, so sometimes I share things about that. But in any event, you want to save the marinade. So I marinated them last night, and then this morning before work, I took them out, I dried them well, and I tossed them with a tablespoon of baking powder. So let me show you how that looks then. As you can see, the other thing I did was I fashioned an open air rack by putting one of my cooling racks above. This is just a cake pan, but you could do it over a square pan, any kind of baking pan. And when I touch the skin, it is quite dry. Now, is it as dry as the ones that I did dry rubs for? No, but I'm pretty pleased with how dry it got, because I really wanted them to be able to get the flavor from the marinade, yet I also wanted to make sure that they got the texture that we were desiring. So once you do this, you are going to, once your air fryer is preheated, you're going to be spraying it with a neutral oil. And so I have that ready right here. And so I'm just using canola oil. Sometimes I use avocado oil. It really just depends. But as I said, you don't want to get rid of this marinade, because we're going to be cooking this and reducing it into a yummy syrup. And let me see here. Hey, Arch. I know. Welcome to the stream. I feel like a friend coming back after a long vacation, or as you would say, a long holiday, right? So these wings, as I mentioned earlier, Arch, I'm so excited about. But I do have to give you all fair warning. So one of the things that happens when you have these open air in your refrigerator is whatever seasoning you've used does tend to make your refrigerator a little fragrant. However, I always have some baking soda, an open box of baking soda in my fridge. I've just done that always in case there's any kind of off smells that can absorb it. So I highly recommend, if you're doing wings or any kind of meats and doing an open air dry brine, that you make sure you have some baking soda that's open in there to help absorb. Because, oh, and I forgot to mention about the fish sauce. For those that are fish averse, this will be hard for you, because fish sauce, by its name, smells very fishy. But I gotta tell you, the flavor it has is not fishy. It's umami. It's what they say. It's just got this something, this depth of flavor, and it enhances whatever you put in it. And it is a hallmark in Vietnamese cooking, because one of their most famous sauces, and I'm not sure if I'm going to say it right, but ngoc chom, is a mix of fish sauce, sugar, some lime. It kind of depends which recipe, some chili, and sometimes some shredded carrots. It kind of depends what recipe or who you're using, because everyone makes it their own. But it is an integral flavor in Vietnamese cooking. So my thing I would say is, don't knock it till you try it. Be bold, be broad, and expand your taste, because these are not going to taste like fish. They are going to taste like awesome, and we can all use some of that. So Archie, how are you today? And hey, Barb, how are you today? So Barb and Archie, do you use fish sauce a lot, Vietnamese fish sauce? Just curious about that. And if you do, what are some of your favorite recipes, or what are some of your favorite ways to use fish sauce? So our oven is almost preheated, so I'm going to bring that over and get these sprayed. So what I do is I'm just going to put a little bit of spray down below, and then I'm going to take my chicken wings. Let me actually just do this. Spray one side. And how is everyone this week? It's hump day. Besides being Wings Wednesday, it is hump day. There we go. And I'm going to flip them so the skin side is down. Now, as you might notice, those of you who haven't watched my wing live streams before, if I can, I get the whole wings. And I love them this way. I feel like they are the juiciest wings when you get them whole. They're also, frankly, the easiest to manipulate here in your air fryer, so that's a great thing. If you don't want that little wingy tip at the end, you can always cut it off. But I do really feel like keeping it all whole helps keep a lot of the juices in and makes the meat just succulent. It is absolutely delicious, and the presentation ain't bad either. So highly recommend you trying that. I know everyone has their whole like drumettes, and who likes the, what are the other ones called? Flats, who likes the flats, but I like them together, and then you just pull them apart and enjoy. Okay, so all I've done is I have sprayed each side, and we're gonna just put them in. Today we are gonna be putting them in at 380. Let me get it set. For 25 minutes. And I'm going to say, put my shake feature so that halfway through it'll beep, and then I can flip them and check them and see how they're doing. So that's all she wrote for the first part. I know, right? Yes, they're heavy wings. They're a little heavy, but they're going to be fabulous. Super excited about it. So in the meantime, while our wings are cooking, we're going to actually make the sauce reduce down. And I have a little surprise for y'all. So Archie and Barbara. So a little story. My son, my youngest that you've seen on here, because he also cooks a lot, and that is my son Matt. He, for Christmas, got me this wonderful little fun stream toy, so to speak. And that is, let me see, make sure you can see it. Let me push that there. Let me just look in here. Yep, okay. And that is a burner. And this is I'm going to make sure I say it right. It's a convection burner. I should know exactly. But what basically it does, not convection. Archie, what am I thinking? Not convection, but use magnets to your pan, and that's where it draws the heat. I don't think it's convection. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. It's been so long because it was Christmas. But let me go back to the story. So he got me this, but the problem is the outlet that this is attached to had kind of gone. And I can be a procrastinator. I'm just going to let you know that. And I procrastinated. I bought the new outlet, and this is a grounded one, so it has like the GFI and all that good stuff. And I put it off, I put it off, I put it off, I put it off. So for my birthday, which was the end of March, I said to my son, I'm like, you know what I want for my birthday? I want you to come and join me and help me get some things done, because I knew if he was coming that I wouldn't put it off. And plus I wanted to use his gift. So I was going to have him be my apprentice, but you know what happened is he actually loves doing projects like that, so I ended up being his apprentice. So he came and replaced it, and we checked this out, made sure it worked, and so this is what we're going to use. So I'm so excited. This is a little, let me see here. This is a little, whatever those burners are called, conduction. That's it. It's a conduction burner, and from IKEA. And all you do is you turn it on. You put on your pan, and then you put it to the heat you want. I'm going to do 7, I think, because I want it quite high because I need to reduce that. We're going to boil the marinade so that we have no illness or foodborne illness or anything like that to worry about. Plus, we want it to reduce and get syrupy. And what happens is this instantly starts to get hot. It is unbelievable. It is shocking to me how instantly it works. It is the coolest thing in the world. So I'm going to straight away pour this in, and has the one second. And it has the garlic in there, of course. This is, you couldn't hear it sizzle because it wasn't a big sizzle. This, I just think, is just the coolest thing. And that garlic's in there. Oh, well, that garlic is not going to go in, apparently. Set this aside. And then this thing is literally cooking. And what's wonderful about it is it will only heat up to where your pan size is. So I'm feeling a little fancy, I'm not going to lie. Very excited about that. So Archie says, hey Phil, Amy, sorry I couldn't pop on tonight. Good luck with the stream. Lots of love to you and Hubs. Thank you, Amy. Likewise to you and your dad. No, I knew what she meant. You know what? The funny. Oh, look at this. I got to show y'all. Look at this pan. I just turned it on, and look, it is already bubbling. that conduction. Isn't that cool? And then here you can see I can reduce it if I want to. If I want to put it down a little bit. This is literally my first time using it with food. Now, my sweet son gave me great advice. He said, Mom, if I were you, I would use it sometime before a stream. And I was like, you're right. I think you're exactly right. That is a great idea. And then I forgot. So I knew I was going to use it today. So all I'm going to do is I'm just kind of stirring it, just trying to make sure that this reduces and cooks down. So we want kind of a syrupy consistency. And then this we will toss on the wings after they are done cooking. So this is going to go. I'm so excited. Isn't this the best? There we go. So for those of you that have been with me a long time, you know that when I first started, I was doing my live stream through my computer, and it enabled me, we got a lot of steam there. I'm going to move this over a little bit. It enabled me to have lots of screens. It was wonderful. I had lots of options that I could use. The problem is the computer was not, for whatever reason, was just failing to handle everything. And so we were having a lot of lagging in the live streams, and I felt like that was not good for my content. So what I decided to do was just do it from my phone until at some point we'll splurge and get a nicer laptop. But in the meantime, this is nice because I don't always have to have my back to you, which is helpful for a cooking live stream. That way I can have it right here close up. So we're going to keep an eye on this. I might turn it down just a little bit so I don't have to keep quite as heavy an eye, and I can always turn it up if I need to. Again, we're just looking for it to become syrupy. What's nice about doing it in a pan as far as a pot, you could actually do it in a pot, but it gives you more surface area, so it helps reduce the liquid more quickly. So remember, there is equal parts water, fish sauce, and sugar in there. So there is sugar in there, so it should thicken. And she just said, kind of boil it until it thickens. And I'm going to get a spoon, because a spoon always helps you see if it's coating the back and starting to get thick. So let me get my spoon. But I'm just tickled about this. So Maddie, it was a good Christmas present, and Mama's finally using it. It's about time, I say. All right. Meanwhile, you know me, I need to have a good salad with my wings. And so I'm going to make a cucumber salad. Now, this cucumber salad comes from a different website, and I think I wrote that down. It's from Rachna Cooks, and Rachna's from India, and she had it at a friend's house and just loved it. So she wanted to share it and recreate it. And this salad is going to involve some Persian cucumbers, if you can get the little ones, or if you can't, you can use a regular cucumber and you can just peel it, because you know the skin on these is very thin and it's easy to kind of digest, and it doesn't really get in the way of your dish. But the traditional cucumbers, they can be a little bit thick-skinned, so you might want to peel that in that case. I'm just looking at my sauce. We're also going to need a scallion. We're going to need some of a jalapeno or a chile. I don't have any Thai chilies. I know we're talking Vietnamese food right now, but still, like, I feel like some of those Thai chilies would be better for this. But I do have a jalapeno, and you can use it. We've got some lime that's actually for our wings. And then we're going to need some rice wine vinegar, some sesame oil, a little bit of garlic, and I'm going to be cheating on my garlic paste. I have very little left, so I'm going to use it. It'll just make it easier. And I think that's it. Oh, mint. Oh, mint is here. There we go. And some fresh mint. And I've got some cilantro that's in the freezer, so we're going to use that. Let me check on my sauce. I'm going to just put my spoon in. I definitely don't think it's thick enough yet, but I'm just going to show you kind of what's happening here. Let me bring you over. Let me show you. Okay. So here's our sauce. You can see that it's still quite thin. So we need to reduce it probably till it's almost, almost non-existent and gets to be syrupy. So let's go put you back here. So I'm going to get a bowl for my salad. There we go. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just get our cucumbers sliced. Is anyone else's allergies killing them? Barbara, how about yours? And Archie, because I feel like in the States, especially lately, the allergies are just insane. So do you have allergies or have you found it's gotten worse over in the UK? I'm just curious about that. I'm just gonna slice them. You can kind of make them, this is your salad, so you can make it as thick or as thin. They're probably, I don't know, they're less than 1/4 inch. I mean, if you really wanted to make them thin, you could, but I actually like them to have a little bit of weight to them because I find that it makes them for kind of an enjoyable salad experience, having something to chew. So for this recipe from Rachna, I think is her name, I halved the recipe because I didn't need it for everyone. And by the way, Hubs will not be joining us this evening. He has an event he needed to go to. Not an event that I would be going to, because as you saw this past weekend, we went to one together. But yeah, I'm just checking out my sauce on my side eye here. Let's see how it's doing. Ooh, we are there. We are there. By the way, as soon as you take it off, it kind of begins to stop, and this will actually not be hot at all once we turn it off. Okay, so it's gotten thicker. I wouldn't say it's syrupy yet, so I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. I'm just gonna put it at 3. All right. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm just watching it there. It is so cool. I love this idea of this conduction burner just being so responsive. Like, it's really cool how responsive it is. So Barb says, I have allergies now, sneezing all the time. Yes, me too, and I'm on 2 different medicines. I always, actually all year long, I always take Zyrtec. It really seems to help. I just find that even in the winter, there's something that's kind of making me get a little bit itchy, sneezy. But then in the springtime and sometimes in the fall, but always in the spring, there's always a month or 2 that I need to use one of the nasal sprays as well. And so I do double, we're ready now, and I do double duty. Okay, so let me show you how this looks. So now, and he's beeping at me. I'm going to turn him off. There we go. All right, let me show you. So this is thickened, so I'm going to show you right now. Let me come this way, actually. Okay, so you can see it's just gotten more syrupy. It's not, I mean, there's just, part of it is sugar, so it's not going to be like it's not going to be like honey, but you can see it has gotten thicker. It coats the back of the spoon there, and I think that's the consistency we're going to want. And I'm going to set this over here just to hang tight. And actually, I wonder if I just can set this here without turning it on. Yeah, I can just set this here, actually. Okay, I just wanted to see. Oh, that just worked wonderful. And if I want to warm it up a little bit, I can always do that. So meanwhile, my wings beeped, so I'm going to bring you over and let's check them out. Let's see how they're doing. By the way, if you like this kind of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. So you can see they're at 380. They have 13 minutes left. It's telling me to shake, which means check. Oh, look at those. Look. Oh my gosh, they look so good. They've puffed up. They have lovely color. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to bring you all back, and I'm going to, whoops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to make you all dizzy. And I'm going to flip them and maybe give them a little more spray if necessary. Wonderful. And finish my cutting. All right, so all we do now is we just flip. They look awesome, and they smell delicious. What I love about this recipe, if it turns out as well as Gabriella's Vietnam, which I know they won't be as good because, they are just an amazing restaurant there. But if they come close, what's wonderful, and I'm looking for my spray. What's wonderful about it is, again, they're not spicy, but they just have such a satisfying flavor. It's a subtle flavor, but it is there. It is not like you're just salted and peppered them or something. And they are just scrumptious. They are so delicious. I'm so excited to try them, and I will let you know if it has come close or not, because that's what I'm just hoping. I'm hoping to be able to replicate something at home for my family and friends. So we'll see. Next, I'm going to chop a scallion or a green onion. Set that aside and get some of this part off. Okay. What I like to do when I'm doing that is I kind of cut it down to get it separate from the greens, and I'm going to be using these green parts both for the salad, but also for on top of my wings that we're making. So we'll have it for both. And of course, this is the milder part of it. There we go. Okay. So these are going to be for the wings and a little bit for the salad too. And then this I'm just going to slice, and we're going to add this. For the jalapeno part, you can add it to your heart's content as far as spice. I wouldn't mind a little spice, especially, and you can just leave it out if you want to. I wouldn't mind a little spice, especially since our wings are not spicy at all. So I'm just going to do about half of it. If you wanted to just add spice to the wings to people's taste, you could always just slice a chili and have it available for people that are eating the wings if they feel like a little spicy, right? So I'm just going to remove the seeds. Removing the seeds of any pepper helps tame the spice a little bit. And I'm not doing it so much for this salad to tame the spice as to just the look and feel of them. In this salad, I don't really want the seed there. In some other dishes that I might use a jalapeno or another pepper, I don't mind it so much. And I'm just chopping these. Ooh, I can tell there's some heat because it's going up to my eyes. I'm not going to lie. But I think it's going to be a great counterpoint having a little spice there. Okay. And then Archie says, drink bourbon, Babs, and sniff glue. And Barb says, and I have MS, so as soon as it gets warm, it's no fun. Oh, I know. And you and I both do not love when it gets really hot. So this week, the kids have been super excited about it, although there are some of my students that felt like it really did get too hot too soon. And I said to them that I definitely kind of felt that way. I love a spring. I love me a spring. I love me a fall. And they kind of we didn't really get it. It just went from 0 to 50 really quick. And meanwhile, we are going to use some mint. And then for the mint for this, I'm actually just going to keep, I'm going to chop the bigger ones. And then the smaller ones, I'm just going to put the leaves in because I think that'll be pretty. And I'm also going to do that for my wings as well. So they said I think it was about a half tablespoon of mint. So we'll do that. Let me see here what we got. Oh, the mint smells so good. I feel like the mint does such a great job. It's such a great counterpart to the heat, but it also just brightens anything that it's with. So for the salad, it's going to bring a great fresh herbiness to it. And again, I've got some frozen cilantro we're going to add. Okay, so we've got this. I'm just kind of julienning it, so to speak. Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle this over top of that, and I'm going to go get my frozen cilantro because I do have that. In my freezer, as you know, for any of these tender herbs, I love to clean them, chop them, and have them on the go ready. They're a little hard. I need to get better containers that are easier to open. And look at this frozen cilantro, ready to go. It makes it great, such a great time saver. And also, it's what do you do with all the cilantro that you get from the store that you don't need all of it? So It's in there, and you want to make sure it's really dry, and then shake it each time so that it keeps them separate. So you're not getting a big chunk of cilantro. All right, so the next thing for ingredients, we need to make a little bit of a sauce that we're going to be tossing in our salad. And for that, per the recipe, we are going to need, I'm just looking here, and I'm having the recipe, if you recall. I'm going to need 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. So let me get my, yes. So I need a tablespoon of fish sauce. Did that open? This is brand new, so I don't know. I think there might be another thing on here. Oh dear. Is there? Yes. Oh, it's like a little pull top. I knew there was something because it wasn't showing the inside of the bottle. There we go. Just have a little pull top you need to take out. Okay, so I need a tablespoon of fish sauce. There we go. And then we need, I think it's then a bunch of, let me look here, a half tablespoon of rice vinegar. So let's do that. We'll eyeball it. Okay. And then, let's see, we need some sugar, half teaspoon of sugar, and I need 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. So let me get my sesame oil in there. There we go. All right. Got a little drippage there. All right. Put those aside. And then I'm going to put a little bit of garlic, about a half teaspoon of garlic in there. So that's good. I'm going to put that away. Get my sugar. And I think it was, let me look here, half teaspoon of sugar. And I haven't used that one yet, so I can use that one. Half teaspoon of sugar. And I think that's it. Let me just look. 1 tablespoon fish sauce, half tablespoon rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon sesame oil. Yep, that's all it. And if anyone's wondering, if you're not familiar with these ingredients, if anyone is wondering, the seasoning, the fish sauce is quite salty, so you don't have to worry about that. You definitely have your saltiness you need. And one of the things she says is to taste it, which is always a good thing, because you want to see if it's what you like. So whether it needs a little more acid, because you want it to be balanced. Like a good, and this goes for everything. This goes for dressings, for everything. You always want it to be a good balance of all the flavors you're looking for. So I'm going to take one of my cucumbers, that, and I'm going to dip it in and see how it is. Oh! That's delicious. And what I like is it's not too sweet. I also don't think my sugar is quite dissolved, but I think that's delicious. I like that it's very savory. And then all I'm going to do, and I'll show you this, is I'm going to drizzle it on our salad. Let me show you. So we're just going to take this. We're just going to do a little drizzle all over our salad. And there you go. Beautiful. Gorgeous. So nice salad there. Let me bring it into the light so you can see it better. It's always so dark in the kitchen, and I feel like right by the window always shows it off real nice. So there is our Vietnamese cucumber salad. And now let's go back. I see our wings are going to be done soon. I'm going to warm back up. Just get this back on. I'm going to warm back up that sauce. And we're going to toss it in here, this great bowl, a great bowl, by the way. And there's one more thing I'm going to do. Keep the bowl over there a second. I'm going to just slice a little bit of lime. Let me just rinse this, just for garnish. And also, if you kind of feel like you need a little acid, lime and lemon are such great things to just elevate dishes and kind of give them that little something that they need. There we go. And I'm going to do a little bit there. So too little. And we're set. We're set. Let me get the bag for this. Don't tell Hubs. These are his limes that he uses for gin and tonics. Tell him though. He'll never know. Archie, don't you dare tell him. All right. So there we go. So let me get what we're going to put that on. Let me see here. I think we will put it on a plate. I know I do bowls sometimes, but I think today I'm feeling a plate today. And I've got the garnishes here. And of course I need to get another plate for just my tasting. Put my jalapeno over there. We're almost set. Let's see if this is, yeah, I'm gonna get this warmed up just a little bit. Just get that going. Should just take a second. Oh, little plate, not my little plate. Okay. It's so nice with the seasons changing because I do still have some light. So I can give you guys a much better view. I'll put this over here. A much better view of, you know, how the dish looks, which I'm super excited about. Ooh, this certainly got sticky on the sides, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so let me see how it's, yep. Ooh, oh, that's good. Okay, we can turn that off. That quick it warmed it. It's shocking. It's actually, I think, just so shocking how quick it happens. And I think, whoopsie, I think we're about ready. Yep, we're under a minute. So let me just tidy some of this up. I'll keep this for the sauce. Wipe. And definitely get some napkins because they will be a little sticky. All right. Oh, and see, I don't know if I have any beverages. I haven't peeked in here. Oh, perfect. What's perfect is, it's not Vietnamese, but I've got a Peroni, and I think a Peroni with these will be delightful because a Peroni is super crisp. And of course, if you don't like beer, you can have whatever you feel like, but I think a Peroni will be delicious with it. Ooh, very nice. Excellent. Okay, let's see how these turned out. Oh, I'm going to bring you. There's nothing like the big reveal. Let's check it out. Okay. Ready? Ta-da! Look at those. And I don't know if you can hear that, but they look golden, beautiful color. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back, and let's get these guys tossed. So what I'm going to do to toss them is I'm going to put them in here, and then I will drizzle the sauce over. Get them in. Oh, they look awesome. And I want to just show you how crispy they are. You know, the crisp thing that we like to do on our food channels, just so you can see. First of all, I want you to see the actual wing, and I want you to hear it too. Hear that? Totally crispy. Absolutely delicious. All right, let's get that sauce on there. I'm going to use my spatula to make sure we don't miss any of it. And just drizzle. I'm not going to lie, I kind of wished I would have made maybe double the sauce, but we'll see. This might work out, and I'll let you know in case you want to do something similar. And you know what? Actually, it is coming out. Like, it does reduce a lot, but I think there's going to be enough. Okay. All right, let me get water on there because that's going to need to come off. And then I'm just going to get those tossed. Let me try tossing. I'm always afraid to do that because I'm always afraid I'm going to get, oh, they were a runaway wing. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. I think my bowl's not big enough for this, to be honest. Like when they show, like the video I showed, I mean, you know, who does that, right? It is fun to think about, though. All right. Oh, you know what? I think that was the perfect amount of sauce because you don't want them sitting in sauce, right? It's just coating them. So I actually think that was the perfect amount of sauce. All right. So what I'm going to do is get them out with my tongs. Okay. Let's Just get them all nice and pretty. Oh my gosh. These look fabulous. Fabulous. All right, and I'm going to put this one on my plate. And I'm going to put the extra sauce on top because we can, right? Although it's really not spreading, so we'll do our best to kind of drizzle it, but it's not really drizzling. It's gotten quite thick because most of it is on the wings. So we'll just spread some of that off. There we go. All right, I'm gonna get water in this because that is also going to create a sticky situation. That'll be totally worth it, but let's get some water in there because Hubs isn't here to help me clean up. And let's get these drizzled with some green onions, garnish. I'm gonna put some on mine here. There we go. And then I'm also gonna put some of these mint leaves. If I had whole cilantro leaves, I would also do that. Unfortunately, I don't have any whole cilantro leaves, so I can't do that. And I don't think the chopped will actually be as visually appealing. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, so let me show you how this looks. Oh my gosh, and it's also giving it a chance to cool, which is great. Okay, see here, and we'll bring this to, look at that. Let's bring it to the window so you can see it in some natural light. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at that. Wait, let me go there. Beautiful. Let's get a side view. Look at those. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. They smell so good. I'm so hungry. What are y'all having for dinner? Archie, what did you have for dinner, I should say? And Barb, what are you fixing? Or maybe you've already eaten. Okay, let's try these. And I'm also going to put a little bit of this salad on there also. Let me get my tongs. Move this out of the way. There we go. Let's see. To me, you know, the best indulgence is these wings and a salad each month. We didn't have any last month without you, so you didn't miss a thing. Look at that. Look at that. What a lovely compliment. A little wing, a little salad. Okay, I'm going to taste the salad first, only because it's going to help me help the wing cool. Delightful. It's fresh, fragrant. The mint just adds that. So delicious. Oh, Archie, I missed that. It's, I know you call it coriander. I know that. So funny. And Barb, you do love fall, winter, and I love fall too. I like winter, but my favorite are spring and fall. And dip the limes in ghost chili filling. Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be fun? And thank you so much, Archie. Wonderful. You had fish and chips takeout. Ooh, that's great. You guys are awesome. And Barb made a broccoli souffle and tomato salad. Oh, sounds wonderful. Let's try it. I still have that itch. Okay, so now I'm just gonna, they're hot. Woo, they are hot and they're sticky, which I love. I love that they're sticky. Oh. Wow. These are one of my favorites. I think you all know I have a few favorites. I think up till now my favorites are the gochujang honey, the barbecue with Alabama white sauce, and there was one other one recently, this like in 2024. These are up there. First of all, oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. They just fall off. First of all, they're perfectly cooked. The chicken has so much flavor, and it's not just from the sauce that was done in. There's flavor in. The skin is so crispy and caramelized because there was sugar in that marinade. So some of the sugars that were left behind helped caramelize the skin. It is, I've got 2 words for you. Subtle serenity. Truly, these are subtle serenity. They are absolutely, they're sticky, they're delicious. They're not in your face. They don't need to be. They're kind of like the Audrey Hepburn, who was classic. I think these are a classic Vietnamese wing. They don't need to be loud. They're just perfect. And they are addictive. I do not know. Oh my God. I do not know how many hubs we'll have. I mean, he's going to be too late for dinner. But I just don't know. I'll try to at least leave him a couple, but those are absolutely delicious. I give this my highest recommendation. If you're doing it in the oven, follow all the directions that I had, except I would do them at 400 because you're going to want a higher heat. For an air fryer, 380 is like equal to like 400, 405. Again, if you have convection oven, put it on. That will help your wings crisp up. So these are one of my favorites. I'm going to have to do a post at some point of some of my favorite wings because these are definitely up there. What I love is that I feel like if you do not tell someone that these are Vietnamese fish sauce wings, if you're at all worried of someone being fussy, they don't taste fishy. Like, I cannot tell you enough. They don't taste fishy. They taste perfect. They're salty, sweet, a little tangy, like a weird tangy. And if you want a little more tang, just spritz the lime on there. That actually would even enhance it more. But I kind of like them just as they are. Just the best. Just the best. So let me tell you what's coming up because we have our next one, and I don't have mine memorized, of course. So our next stream is on Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. I'm doing one a week. Next Friday at 5 p.m. And one of my followers, one of my foodie fam, Joanne, she asked, I had done a salmon dish. I think it was like a gochujang honey salmon bowl. And she reached out to me and she said, I would love, she's just kind of warming up to salmon. And she said, I would love some different salmon recipes. And could you do fish? And so I am going to do salmon. I told her that this month I'm going to do that salmon bowl as a short. But the salmon one that's on the 10th is going to be a Thai curry salmon. It's really easy. It's things you can find at the supermarket. And as Archie well knows, because you talk about this a lot, my friend, in your food videos, which, by the way, if you're not following Chef Archie Pie, you need to. He makes fabulous pies and more. And lots of things with Asian flavors, by the way. So if that interests you, pop over to him, check his stuff out. But yes, so and I kind of like doing it as a bowl. It is my riff off of a dish that we had at a restaurant that we really love called Mistral in Princeton, New Jersey, and I tried to recreate it. So in any event, that will be on May 10th, and it's salmon. And I want to know, by the way, one thing, if you're watching, I'd like to know what people like to see more seafood. We actually eat a lot of seafood, especially as it gets warmer months. I just crave it. Not that I don't love it in the winter and fall, but I really crave it in the spring and summer, and I've been really craving a lot lately. I just ordered some good seafood just today for me to pick up tomorrow. I ordered some lump crab, some jumbo lump crab they had on special, and I ordered some, Norwegian salmon? No. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks like salmon, but it tastes like another fish, but it gets big. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what the name of it is. Anyways, when I cook with it, I will share on my social media so you can see what I'm doing, and it just poof, it escaped to me. But if you were interested in more seafood dishes, please let me know. I do some, but I don't do a lot of fish, but we do eat fish. So yeah, so just let me know what you want to see. And of course, it's the beginning of May, but I'm always thinking about June. So just like I did with Joanne, if there's something that you would like to see on a future live stream, please reach out and let me know. Sometimes it's something that can work out the very next month. Other times there was a foodie friend that had asked about me doing arancini, and I think it was about this time of year, and I waited until like fall to do that because I just felt like that would have been just a better dish in the fall. So sometimes it might be a little bit, but I won't forget you, and I always try to honor my food family's wishes. So friends, this was a great first one back, a great first stream of the month of May 2024. And I hope you all are well. Thank you, Archie. Thank you, Barbara. And thank you, anybody else that was watching. I appreciate your viewership. And until we eat again, bye, friends.